Oh, hey there. Hey, it's me, Mr. Miller. And we're going to be talking about observations and inferences today. Yeah, that's what we're going to talk about. So these are 1-1 notes. You want to go ahead and fill these in as we go. We're going to be taking 2-column notes. So what is science? Well, science is a way of learning about our natural world, simply put. Now, we're going to be talking about observations. And for a second there, you just saw my eyes. Well, observation is using one or more of your senses to gather information. And you use your 5 senses to do so. And this includes your sense of sight, sound, touch, odor, and taste. Now, there's 2 types of observations that we're going to talk about today: qualitative and quantitative. Qualitative observations is an observation that describes a quality. So it's dealing with descriptions. It's not measurable at all. So we're talking about things like color, my blue shirt, the texture, it's soft, odor, it smells nice and clean, and tastes. I'm not going to taste the shirt, forget it. That's where I draw the line. One way to remember qualitative observations, though, is the qual. Q-U-A-L stands for qualities. So anytime you see that, you know it's talking about the qualities of something. For example, this marble down here is clear and smooth to the touch. We're talking about qualities. Clear, we're talking about color. Smooth, we're talking about texture. So those are qualitative observations. Other examples of qualitative include: the plant is green, the metal is orange, it is raining, the train is noisy. These are qualitative examples. Quantitative observations, though, are observations that describe a quantity. It deals with numbers. It is measurable. Here's the biggest hint of them all. N in the word quantitative, which is right there, so that letter N stands for number. So if you get stuck during a quiz or a test or a worksheet, just look. When you see N for quantitative there, you know it means numbers. Example: there are 10 marbles each with a mass of 2.5 grams. Those are quantitative observations. Measurable, and it deals with numbers. Some more examples include: the car has 4 wheels. Even though it's spelled out, it still is quantitative because it's talking about number of wheels. Kenzie has 2 eyes. Michael's wearing 2 different shoes. Not sure why, but he is. It rained 2.4 inches last night, and the bowling ball weighs 10 pounds. Those are all quantitative examples. Now we get to inferences. So what is the difference between an observation and an inference? Inferences are an explanation of what you observe based on evidence or past experience. All right, so if you can remember this equation right here that I'm circling, you are good to go. An inference is an observation plus why it happened or why it's happening. That's an inference. Take a look at the cat over there that knocked the vase down. The vase broke because. Well, that's an observation. I observed the vase is broken. Now I want an inference. So now I have to explain that observation. Why do I think that vase is broke? My inference is the cat probably knocked it off the table. That's how an inference works. Here's some examples down here. The sky is dark black. That's an observation. I know from past experience that when I see that the sky is dark outside, I know there's probably a storm coming. That's my inference. There's a storm coming. Here's another one. Sarah received flowers. That's an observation. Okay, based on my past experience, why would somebody receive flowers? My inference might be it must be her birthday. So that's an inference. Here are some more inference examples for you. The table is soft. So why is it soft? Well, it must be made of wood. If it was made of metal, it's not going to be soft. The piece of metal is red, so it must be hot. Based on prior experience, when I see metal glowing, it's probably pretty hot. The plant is green, so it must be healthy. The room is dark, so the light bulb must not be on. Andrea is studying, so she probably does well in school. These are all examples of inferences where I have an observation and then I try to explain that observation, why it's happening or why it happened. The street is wet, so it must have rained. Okay? Hopefully you're getting the idea of what an inference is. All right, here's another example. I observe that I see a swimming pool. I observe that my dog feels wet. My inference is that dog jumped in the water. Another example, I observe that Nick is yawning. I observe that Nick has his head on his desk. Finally, my inference is that Nick did not get enough sleep last night, and if he doesn't get his head up, he's probably going to get in trouble. So is this an observation or an inference? The grass is wet, so it must have rained last night. What do you think? Well, if you just said inference, you're right, because I'm trying to explain why the grass is wet. The grass is wet because it must have rained last night. If I had just said the grass is wet, then that would have been an observation. All right, so I think you've got the hint, you've got the idea, the difference between an observation and an inference now. All right, 5 flashcards I need you to do with these notes. Okay, so you're just going to get a note card out. You're going to put these words on each of the note cards, and on the back, I simply want you to define it, which comes right from your notes that you just took. Have those in your notes done when you come to class. All right. 1 is science, 2 is observation, 3 is inference, 4 is qualitative observation, and your 5th flashcard will be quantitative observations. All righty. That's it. I'll see you in class.